We'll wait a few minutes for everyone to connect and we'll start. Okay, so let's start with today's agenda. First of all, I would like to tell you that the webinar will be recorded and we will share with you afterwards. So, first part will be welcome and introduction. We will go through the business challenge. We will go through myths and misconceptions. Then we have modern no-code integration. So there, Andrea will show what a modern no-code integration looks like. You have live demo. Then we will go through key success factors. I will share some customer stories. And then we have an actionable checklist. So you will see that you'll be able to download the checklist and that will help you organize yourself in the data integration process. We then have the Q&A session, so feel free to start writing all your questions in the chat. You can start writing now if you have any doubts, and we will go through all of them and answer you, of course. So, first part, we'd like to explain who we are and why data integration matters for your team. So first of all, I will start by introducing myself. So as I said, I'm Sirine. I'm working as a sales consultant at Rapidi. I'm experienced in sales and nurturing customers' relationships since 2014. So we help prioritize and strengthen what companies need to improve their data integration by connecting their systems in a way that supports their goals. I'm based in Barcelona and passionate about art. Andrea, over to you.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Andrea. So I'm a data integration consultant here at Rapidi. So I've been in the iPaaS world for quite some time, and I have been focused on delivering system integrations. My focus is, of course, on Dynamics, Salesforce, HubSpot, and many others. And of course, I'm an island-based person. I love, islands and just going outside, and of course, a sunset enthusiast. Back to you, Sirine.
Great, thank you, Andrea. So we are both connected from Spain. We'd like to know where you're connected from, where you're watching us from. That's always interesting to know.
Yep.
Okay, so let's move to the first part, which is about Rapidi, so that you know who we are, what we do. So Rapidi has been doing data integration for over 30 years across Salesforce, Microsoft, HubSpot, many other systems. Our platform comes with pre-built templates that map to real business processes, so you're not starting from scratch. And when you work with Rapidi, you're not just buying a platform. So we are getting our deep knowledge of the systems you run your business on. So support is included, which is really important. It's personal, and our customers rate us 5 stars on major review platforms. So that's the difference between a tool and a partner. So now I would like to explain why data integration matters for your teams. So integration gives your sales team live back office data right inside the CRM, so they code faster and close deals that become orders automatically. For finance, it means no more manual re-entry, deals flow straight to billing, errors drop, and collection speed up. So now we move to the business challenge, so some common problems that costs your team time and money. Andrea?
Thank you. So, of course, we want to talk about problems that we see or know too well. So, what you see here on the screen, these are the most common ones that we hear, right? So, one of the problems would be double data entry across systems. So, this is something that happens so often, and this happens in companies where there are two different systems being used, but there's no connection between them. They don't have any type of connectivity. And then, of course, this means that you have them as separate and they do not talk to each other, right? So then there's really nothing you can can do about that. And because you do not have connected systems, that it means that you can miss opportunity, deals, or ways to actually sell more because you don't have up-to-date information. And last but not least, something that we also see is this over reliance on IT or external consultants. When you have an iPaaS, you don't really have this situation, so to speak, because the integration is built and then you just maintain it as it is. If someone leaves the company, then the process is the same. You still have your integration there. You don't need to have any knowledge transfer, right? So that would be nice to have. And of course, we do want to share, an example that we have here. So, for example, one in the situation here, we have a finance team who spent 20 hours or more per week to just copy invoice data between their systems. So this was like a manual work that was being done at all times to ensure that everything that they had in one system, it was also visible in the other one. So in the end, they decided to integrate those systems. And after they have done that via Rapidi, then everything was running automatically, and then their manual work or data entry dropped by 80%, which is huge, right? So then in this case, the finance team would focus on other tasks, on more important things, and then the systems would talk to each other via Rapidi, and the data would be transferred without any issues. So I'm just curious at this point if this is a challenge, I would say, that you have come across, or if you run into. If you have, use the chat and just drop there a few lines so we can know more about it. I think that would be quite interesting.
Yeah, I think that would be really interesting to know that this is a common issue. Okay, so myths and misconceptions. So what people get wrong about data integration?
So when companies decide to integrate systems and they say, okay, we think about doing that, but then they get these misconceptions either from other companies or like other people, right? So the first misconception is that you need developers to integrate your systems, which is not really the case because nowadays you can use no code, low code platforms to actually set up your integration. Like in our case, Rapidi is an iPaaS platform and it does not require any programming. So basically the business users can go ahead, configure the integration. They can use the pre-built templates that we have, so they have a good start, and then you are good to go. So you don't need to dive into any very specific or technical aspect of it. The second misconception that we see is that people think that an integration project will take forever and then it will cost them a fortune. And I mean, from our perspective, our customers are up and running very fast because they start with the mapping templates that we have because they are already pre-configured, so they're available. And then they have this, they have the possibility to go into testing, right? So the project takes less time, and then they will get value out of it really fast. So in our case, it's not a matter of taking months or a very long time or having to spend a lot on it and not having any value in the end. And then another one that we see is that people think that, okay, if my system is in, if it's a cloud system, fine. If not, it doesn't work. Like it's impossible to integrate it, which is really something that does not apply to us because Rapidi can support on-premise, cloud, hybrid systems, so we can read from those systems and transfer data. It doesn't really matter how old or how new the system is, we can definitely connect to it and get the data from that. I think these are the three major ones. Of course, if you've heard about these ones, you can also drop a comment in the chat, or maybe new ones, maybe new misconceptions. If you have heard about those, do the same because we would really like to see what your opinion is and what you have discussed so far.
Great. Okay. So now we move to the modern no-code integration, and we will show you how it looks like in practice. I think you will need to share your screen, Andrea.
Yep. A second. Let's see. Entire screen. Need to find this one. Okay, give me a second to move it here.
Yeah, take your time.
Okay. So this is a transfer that's being set up in Rapidi. So any transfer would consist of a list of mapped fields. So the fields that you would be using when you want to integrate, right? When you want to transfer back and forth information such as customers, maybe invoices, orders, anything. So when it comes to Rapidi, it's very easy to go ahead and map something. So if you have the mapping template already applied here, then you can say, okay, this is enough for me, or you can say, okay, I need to add more to it because my business is different, so I need to do that. So what you can do here, for example, on this line, you can add other information. You can say, okay, I want to add the address, right? And then here, if you go, you can say, I'll just write the corresponding field in the other system, right? And then another example, just let's say we have the state that we want to add, right? So then in here, we would go and find the billing, let's say state, as well. So this is how you would go about it. So you can add more to it, and then everything will be included in the mapping. And then when the data is transferred, Rapidi will check these fields and then will retrieve the information that's available in the specific fields. Of course, when you set up an integration initially, you can have a set of fields in there, and you can say, okay, this is enough. But if later on you decide or you realize that you need more to add to this, you can always come back to this transfer, add more fields to it, save it, and then when the transfer will run again, it will pick up the values that are the corresponding ones for those new fields. So you can always manage this at all times. You don't really need to have everything done from the very beginning and then you cannot touch it. That's not the case. It's very flexible and you can adapt it according to your needs, I would say. And when it comes to the standard templates, they consist of this full list of fields. Those would be the minimum that you need in order to run your integration. So for example, if you want to integrate invoices between two systems, you would have this defined list of fields that you can use. And then if you use them as they are, you will be able to successfully transfer invoices back and forth. You can add more to them. As I mentioned, you can have a very long list of fields if needed, and then all your invoices will be shown in both systems. I think that would be it from my side.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I will be sharing my screen again. So next part is no-code iPaaS in plain language.
Yes, so here just a few things. As I mentioned, Rapidi is an iPaaS, so then it will function as a bridge between your systems. And then within Rapidi, you can build your integration, you can manage it, and then troubleshoot if necessary. So when it comes to a possible integration, you can start that in hours with Rapidi. So you can connect to any of your systems that you want to integrate. Then you have the ability to manage everything yourself. So you will get access to your integration. You will be able to adjust mappings like you just saw earlier. You will be able to monitor any syncs and also see the current situation of the integration. And then last but not least, the full visibility. You can track everything in real time. You can see what went well, what didn't, and any logs, any error messages, everything about the integration. So you have this overview that's needed so that you can take action if necessary.
Okay. Next topic, the case success factors. So what to look for for when choosing a platform.
Okay, so here what teams should
Over to you, Andrea.
Yep. What teams should prioritize here are three things, I would say, what you have on the list. One, choose a low code or no code platform, right? So that you can manage it yourself without having to get technical resources. Then find a platform that gives you pre-built mapping templates or connectors available that you can use so that you can start right away. So you don't have to build everything from scratch. That's important because you save time on that project and then you will go live faster. And I think, we all want that, to finish really fast the project and then be able to run everything in production, right? The second one would be about the type of system that you have. So if you have a hybrid, a cloud, or on-premise, make sure that you use a platform that allows you to connect to such systems. As I mentioned before, we can connect to any of them. It doesn't really matter if it's cloud, on-premise, or older, newer version. So with us, it's always possible. But that's something that you have to take into consideration when thinking about integrating two systems. And then last but not least, support. This is really important because you do need post-go-live support. If something happens, if you have questions, or if you run into issues, you do need specialized support. So you would reach out to someone to get the help that you need and answers to your questions. So I think that's something that's really important for any company that has a running integration.
Yeah. Now we move to next topic, which is customer stories, some real results from real teams. So this is what our customers say about us through the different platforms. And here I'm sharing some benefits that our customer gained using an iPaaS like Rapidi. So one client said that they saved time not having to enter the same data twice into each system, which translates into saving half a full time job. We have another customer who said that they had revenue grow, automated sales 50% by improving their business processes, working more efficiently. And the last customer experienced improved data accuracy, and now they had their available wherever they need it. Okay, move. Next slide is some actionable checklist. So 5 steps to get started today, Andrea.
Yes. So let's see.
Andrea, I think you can go. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So before you get started, of course, you need to review a couple of things, I would say. First, look at the current systems and see, what kind of data you have in there and what it is moving today. So here I'm referring to, is there any sort of automation? Do you have anything running from one system to another? Or you simply have them as separate and there's really nothing, there's no automation. So that's really important. Second step is to identify manual handoffs. So here, think about those situations when you're doing a lot of manual work. So if you always download reports from one system and then you go to the other and upload them, then that's something that can be solved by automation. So that's really important to look at those tasks that take a lot of time. So I would use them, as examples and then convert them into an integration scope, I would say. And then choose a low code or no code integration partner. Look for someone that gives you those pre-built connectors, that gives you a transparent pricing, because it's important to have transparent pricing so you know exactly what this costs, right? What does it mean for you and what's included. And of course, support. Make sure that you also have support included. And then you can start with a single integration. You can start small, have an incremental approach, and then you expand later. You don't need to define everything up front, have this entire scope, and then get overwhelmed by, this huge project. So you can start with small things. I would say maybe, customers and orders or something like that, or just customers, anything that you think of. And then you have that running in production, and then you move to the other things. And then the last one is to measure the impact. So then let's say you have a small integration running and you want to see if you have saved time, if you had any cost reduction, and if you see improvements with regards to your data accuracy, which I think that you will see, because when you have systems connected and you transfer your data back and forth, then there's like a minimum intervention of the users, right? So then the system will transfer the data, and then you should have better data in both systems. I think this would be the five really important steps.
Thank you. Okay, so now it's time for the questions. So I will go check a bit in the chat what I have. We also have a question for you today. We would like to know what's your biggest data integration headache, so you can be commenting in the meantime. So let me see. Okay, we have a question. Someone is asking. Okay, just a second. So Catherine is asking, yes, not having updates information in our system shows our process down. Let me see if I can get this.
Yeah, I think that falls into one of the misconceptions, right? In that, and I think Catherine, if in your company you have the possibility to have even a minimum integration, then that I guess would save a lot of your time. Of course, like I said, in some situations you cannot automate everything, because maybe that's difficult within the company. You need to align everybody, but you can start small and think about those specific tasks that take a lot of your time and slow down your operations, and then you'll see moving forward what you want to automate next. I think that would be, yeah, good idea.
Yeah, great. Let me see. I see another question. So they are asking, we have a very customized setup in our applications. Do you support custom objects and fields?
Yeah, so you can integrate anything. So if it's custom or standard, for us, it doesn't matter. We can do that. As long as we have access to your data, then we should be good to go with both of them.
Okay. They are also asking, so with the misconception, okay, but however, some of them do cost a lot. Curious to know the price tag for Rapidi.
Yeah, I think that we have,
Okay.
on our website, we do have some information,
Yeah.
right, with regards to subscriptions and prices.
Yeah.
So you can definitely check that out. And I think for us, at
Yeah.
least, when it comes to integrations, you'll have a one-time cost for the integration itself, for the setup. And then as soon as you have that up and running, then you just have the yearly subscription. But you can go to the website and find all that information. And yeah, if you have any questions about it, you can reach out to us directly.
Yeah, I confirm. So our price list is available on our website, and if you want a personalized quote or something, you can contact us directly. Then have a look. Saying great check to let you project cost. On our ERP, we have multiple entities. Do you support connecting to multiple entities?
Yes, of course. So you can have one, five, 10, it doesn't matter. We can connect to them. And I think we just need to know how many you have so we can set up the right connections, and then we are good to go. Okay, I think we lost Sirine for a second. Then I will go and share my screen. Okay, no more questions. Got it. Okay. Okay, we went through that. Okay, so I think we're here at questions. Let's see what we have. Okay, so I think we went through all the questions. Of course, if you have any specific questions afterwards, you can also reach out to us directly and then we can talk about your specific case. Now, of course, here you'll see you can get more information with regards to Rapidi, and then you can look at the solution overviews. We have case stories, a lot of them, and fact sheets. And our documentation, we have our knowledge repository that we always update for our customers. So there you will see a lot of documents with regards to the systems that we work with, any troubleshooting tips that anyone can look at, and of course any specific information to our integrations. So you can definitely do that, and our website, which is there on top, you can go ahead and check any information that's relevant for you. And of course, if you want to book a free demo, you can go ahead and click on that link, and then we will be able to do that for you. And you'll have the free checklist for you available. You can definitely download that and take a look at those steps and decide if you want to integrate your systems or what would be the next step moving forward. Yeah. Okay. One more question. Let's see. Yeah. Do you have any tip on how to choose the best solution for data integration? Okay. So here I think, well, first, you have to think about the systems that you have because there are different, I would say, iPaaS platforms that you can use, right? There are so many. But you have to think about your specific case because not all platforms can integrate your systems. So that's something that you need to take into consideration. So I would say do some research on that combination of systems. See what you find, and then based on that platform's capabilities, you can have like a short list, right? And then decide who you want to go next with. What we do when we talk to new customers, we discuss about their systems, what they want to do, and then we propose like a plan, like how we would integrate this, how we would do it. So if you have a plan to integrate, you can also reach out to us, and then we can advise you on what could work for you and how your systems can be integrated. Hopefully that explained a bit. It's a complicated topic, but hopefully it works. Yeah, I think we are done for today. Thank you for watching, attending, and for asking questions. Sirine, do you want to add anything?
Yes, I'm sorry I lost my connection for a few minutes. So thank you and hope to see you soon.